Hendo here with Average Dude Softball. Today we're bringing you something just a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and take out three of the more talked about one-piece bats. We've got the one-piece Easton Tantrum, the one-piece Louisville Slugger Genesis Vice, and then the one-piece Proton. We're going to take these out to the field. We'll get field swings with each one. We're going to do roughly 40 to 50 swings with each. Then we'll come back here and we're going to do 10 to 15, haven't decided on a specific number yet, swings with each one as well here off of the velo test, and then kind of give you our final thoughts. We're going to bring a couple extra guys out there with us to the field, let them kind of talk about it there at the end as well, so you can get everyone's opinion on which one piece is their favorite. With that being said, we're still going to use our field over there in Dona Ana, New Mexico. Dimensions are on the screen. For starting compression on these, we've got the Proton sitting right at 255, 260, depending where we're at which side we're testing on. We've got our Louisville Slugger Vice sitting right at 250 to 255, so just slightly lower. And then our Tantrum is sitting dead on 240, so the lowest of the bunch. However, we'll see how that changes the performance between all three. If by the end of this video you decide you want to pick any of the three up, you've got a couple options. You can head down to the description of the video. We've got all the discount codes, affiliate links, all that kind of stuff for you. You can find the Vice and the Tantrum over at headbangersports.com. I know currently the one piece is sold out. The other Tantrums, however, in the past, if you've seen our previous Tantrum videos, do swing pretty darn similar. The barrels feel the same. It's just a slight flex difference as well. So go ahead and head over and get that mother load or even the loaded, and you'll be plenty happy with those ones as well. And then if you want the Proton, you can head over to protonsoftball.com, use code ADS, and that'll get you a discount on that as well. If you have any questions about any of them, need help picking one out, getting discounts to work, whatever it might be, just come over to averagedudesslowpitch.com, shoot us a message. There's a text link on there as well, so you can text us. We'll get back to you pretty darn quick. Make sure you get the best discount we can get you, and ensure you get the best gear in your hands. So let's go ahead and get out to the field and see what these are all about. All right, first up, we'll see how all these bats handle 52s for those that play in those leagues with limited flight balls and whatnot. Yeah, you really, other than the sound, you really wouldn't even know you're hitting a softer ball with this one. It still feels like a wood bat. I mean, we got to right at 300 with the 52 with this. That's pretty good. The hands a little bit. I think I got that one. That's quick. With the Proton, you almost can't tell you're swinging softer balls. You still get like that same Proton feedback. You're able to get to 300 pretty good with it. Let's get one more going with this one. Doesn't feel too bad with those. Let's try the Vice next. I mean, you get past the sound of the Louisville, and that ball absolutely jumps off of it. I mean, we're getting to pretty much 300 easy. Yeah, I mean, if you play somewhere with 52s, this one-piece Vice handles good. Oh. That'll get you to 300. Yeah, that's probably right at 3. I mean, it jumps off that bat.
Oh, definitely. Stay fair.
Those balls jump off that bat though. The Vice is definitely beats the Proton on the 52s. Let's check out the Tantrum. Now, the Tantrum feels like you're hitting a marshmallow on that one.
Yeah, but that reaction off the bat is different.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the ball's coming off good. It doesn't feel good. Like almost like it's a softer barrel and a softer ball.
Oh.
See, it's just soft on soft.
Yeah. That was weird.
It's like hitting a pillow.
That was weird. But you get it. Here we go.
You just don't get that feedback you'd like.
Yeah.
You can hear the sound difference. It's just like, it doesn't sound great in these anyways.
Oh, there it is.
So I think the Tantrum, while it sounds poor, it still handles the balls pretty well. Yahtzee.
Ooh, I like them. That's two.
Oh, got snapped off by his own wife. She reeled him in.
She was playing beyond the fence. It's illegal.
I mean, they'll all get you to 3. Yep, 3 of them. The Vice seem to handle. 52's the best. Proton and Tantrum pretty similar. Depends on how you want the feel. Definitely feels soft with 52's here. Proton, you really can tell a difference from the normal balls. Let's go ahead and switch over some Classic M's Pro M's. All right, let's get into the Classic M's Pro M's. What we're all here for. And all the bats are close in compression. This is 255, Jenny's 250, and then the Tantrum at the start was 240. So I mean, close.
Yeah.
Close enough for a realistic comparison.
Yeah, that's a different sound.
Man, I missed Classic M's and Pro M's after hitting those 52s. We'll see going deeper and deeper off the fences.
Yeah. Cleared it.
Still my favorite sounding bat on the market though.
Yeah, I was kind of worried the first few that I wasn't getting the sweet spot.
I mean, that was easily past 3.
Oh yeah, but
That's
I on that swing alone, I found it.
But there's the forgiveness difference.
Right,
You catch that one, it doesn't really go in, like it goes, but it doesn't go.
right.
Not like you'll see the other 2. Knuckleball coming off good. What's that? Well, Proton sweet spot never fails you.
Ooh, there it is.
Oh!
Why?
That's what happens. You just missed the sweet spot. You still get about 340.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
On the 410 fence?
On the 410 fence.
All right. Proton's pretty good.
That was nasty.
Now for the ting ting.
That was nasty.
There's our sound change, but no performance change. So the Louisville, I don't think has the same sweet spot pop as the Proton, but it's more forgiving. You get that max distance on more of the barrel.
Right.
Unless you're a Louisville fan, this is everyone's least favorite battle right here.
That was a more better swing out of all of them.
Oh. Nice. See, the way you hit that ball, it got the dirt out there quick, but that's one where you want that sound that goes, I just mashed it. Right. That one you can tell, if you know Louisville's, you know you caught the barrel because of the sound. Like that one, you caught the barrel with the sound, but unless you swung Louisville a lot, you don't realize it.
Right.
And then you hit one like that, off the sweet spot. That hops to our building over there.
Yeah.
All right. Again, far more forgiving. Sweet spot might not be quite as hot, but I like it. Now for everyone's favorite hyped up bat right now, the Tantrum. As long as you don't care about compression, this is going to be the best of the three. Knuckler. Oh. Ball was mashed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus, easy. There are some spots on the Tantrum that sound soft, and I don't like that. Ooh. Ooh. That's tattooed. Just won't look good because it's 410 cents. Vanilla Gorilla?
Uh-huh.
Oh wait. Ooh. Crushed. That. Boom. Boom. Short answer, you can't go wrong with any 3 of the 1 pieces. But Tantrum's the most forgiving, probably the hottest sweet spot. If you don't care about compression, that'll be your number 1. The Vice, my number 2 so far. Super forgiving, not quite as hot on the sweet spot as the Proton, but all you need is 300 for it to count. And it was going well over 3.
Yes, sir.
And the Proton sounds the best. Still an outstanding bat, but it's just not quite as forgiving. As we drop it more and more compression-wise, should get better. Again, we're sitting at 240 at the start of this with the Tantrum, 250 with the Louisville, and right at 260 with the Proton. Between the 3, I think the Tantrum is the most forgiving.
Yes.
It's, no matter where you hit it, it's hot. You're going to get out to well over 300 easily. However, the Proton has the hottest sweet spot of all three. You catch the sweet spot and the ball absolutely flies, but it's probably the least forgiving in the sense of it's if you get that stiffer feel if you catch low or high. And then the Jenny, the problem is it's hard to judge what's happening with the feedback because unless you absolutely know the sounds, you can't really tell. Like you'll barrel some, and if you're not a Louisville fan, you don't really know you barreled it other than a feel in the hands.
Right.
And then anywhere else, you're just kind of like, I don't know if that ting was high enough to be a good hit or not a good hit.
Right.
I think that's where you're at with all three. But like you were saying, if you like one pieces, but you don't like overly stiff one pieces, 100% the Tantrum. As far as stiffness goes, I'd say it goes Tantrum, and then the Proton and Louisville are close, but Louisville's definitely the stiffest of the three.
Yes, by far.
If you're somebody who cares about the sound, the Proton sounds the best. It reminds me of a well-hit wood baseball bat.
Very.
If you like the softer feeling barrels, it's gonna be your Easton. Stiffer feeling barrels, your Proton. They all have a place in your bag. You just gotta decide what you like. But if you don't care about testing, one-piece Tantrum for sure, I think. If you get the Proton, really make sure you put swings on it, break it in, get it down all the way to 245, 250. It'll open up on you. And if you're a Louisville fan, you'll love the Vice. But you gotta be a Louisville fan. You gotta understand that sound, while it doesn't affect it, it's gonna play a part in your ear. What you hear is gonna determine how you like it or not. So,
Yeah, if you can barrel up in the sweet spot the Jenny each time, the feedback is automatic. The sound, not so much. But like I said, that sweet spot on the Jenny, it's nice when you barrel it up. That Proton, it's definitely unforgiving. But that Tantrum, that's a beaut.
something else.
Yeah.
100 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour. 97 miles per hour. 100 miles per hour. 105 miles per hour. 103 miles per hour. 103 miles per hour. 97 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour. 100 miles per hour. 104 miles per hour. 106 miles per hour. 104 miles per hour. 108 miles per hour. 107 miles per hour. 107 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour. 106 miles per hour. 97 miles per hour. 105 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour. 104 miles per hour. 107 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour. 104 miles per hour. 108 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour. 106 miles per hour. 104 miles per hour.
All right, and we're field swing velo test complete with our 3 one-pieces again, the Tantrum, the Neon Series 2, and the Vice HB exclusive as well from Louisville Slugger. And all in all, I'm not gonna lie, all 3 bats performed pretty much as I remember from the previous videos. However, this is probably the most broken in we've had any of these 3 on video as well. Now the Tantrum does start relatively low compression anyway, so not much difference there. However, for the Proton, we're used to having the brand new one at the start of a video, being around that 275 compression, and then by the end of the video, we're still sitting around 260, 265 with plenty of room to open up. Today, we had one out there that's right around that 255 range, so a lot closer to where you want it to sit. Same with the Vice, we had that one out there at about 250, 255 as well, giving us bats that are broken in and allow us to really judge that performance. With that, you saw from some of the comments at the end of the field, for everyone else there, everyone's favorite #1 bat on the field was the Easton Tantrum, assuming, of course, big caveat here, that you don't care about testing. The bat does drop in compression pretty quick. This one's sitting just under it's sitting at about 230 now at the end of the field swings and the velo test. So if you care about testing, Tantrum may not be the way to go. If you decide to go with the Tantrum, however, make sure you're not putting a bunch of BP swings on it. Maybe just a few, just to get the feel for it, get comfortable with it, and then from there, just game it, and it'll last you for, I don't know, 150, 200 swings probably, if not more. But at least if you get 150 swings, we're talking about a good chunk of games there that you're gonna get to use it for. And from there, with the Tantrum at our #1 spot for field swings, for me, the Vice was the #2. However, for Wally and PK, the other guys out there with us, they put the Proton at #2, Vice at #3. You probably heard them talking about it there. That Vice and the Louisville Slugger, if you swung their 240s, the sound of their bats can definitely get in some people's heads, I feel like. And with that being said, Both of them have never been big Louisville Slugger fans, especially since we brought out the 240. So I think that might have played a part in it a little bit as well. However, that's why we bring multiple people out. It is all personal preference. So as you kind of figure out from there, maybe the Vice and the Proton are a lot closer to that 1-2 mark as well, where you can kind of go with either or. So then as we can separate that one by going and taking a look at the velo test, which we'll talk about here shortly. But either way, with that being said, the Vice performed great. Compression held, same with the Proton. Either of those, you won't go wrong. For me, the Vice was definitely the most forgiving of all the bats. You pretty much could catch it anywhere the ball flew. Only downside was you didn't always get perfect feedback. You have to really listen for the sound difference to know that, hey, I caught that ball a little higher, a little lower on the barrel, and that's why it maybe didn't fly as far. But again, it was forgiving enough that it really didn't matter. And then for the Proton, of the three, it probably had the hottest sweet spot. When you caught the no kidding sweet spot, the ball absolutely took off. But of the three, it was definitely the least forgiving, and I think that's the same thing you saw PK and Wally talk about as well. Then jumping into our velo test, as you just saw a second ago, the Vice and the Tantrum absolutely killed the velo test. Now, all three easy triple digits. However, the Vice and the Tantrum both were getting 105 plus. With the Vice, again, I think from what we just mentioned, easily the most forgiving, able to find that consistency the easiest. Ball absolutely jumped off. I think we had top speed of 108, a couple 106, 107. So the ball is absolutely flying off the thing now that it's broken in. We're seeing about 4 to 5 miles per hour faster on it now than when we first took it out of the wrapper in our very first video about a month or two ago on that one. Then with the Tantrum, again, incredibly forgiving. Obviously a little lower compression than the other two at this point, failing by about 10 PSI. However, the ball's still jumping off of that one. 105, 106. I think that one also might have topped out at 108, but again, a triple digit average, which if you saw at the end of the velo test, we put all three averages up. You kind of saw where they're all at. They're relatively close, but the Vice was our clear winner there, followed by the Tantrum and then the Proton, which I think makes sense back what we talked about a little bit earlier, which is the Proton sweet spot is incredibly hot. However, it's probably the least forgiving to where you've got to catch it in that spot, especially until it really opens up. I do have another Proton one piece with probably 600-700 swings on it. It's down to about 230-ish, 220 compression, somewhere between there. And it was right around that 240 mark, probably 300 swings that it really felt like that sweet spot opened up, got real big, and then I was still able to use it for another 100, 200 swings before it actually failed. So it gave me a ton of good game swings on that one as well. But just know that about Proton, it's gonna take a while to get there. That sweet spot's gonna start a little smaller, so make sure you have time to BP it as well. But all in all, three absolutely great bats. You can go with any of them. They're all gonna be personal preference. You saw guys talking about a little bit here in the video. Highly recommend any of the three. Again, if compression matters to you, I would go Vice and or Proton. And then if it doesn't matter to you, you can go with any of the three. Tantrum will be just fine for you as well. Knowing that Tantrum one piece is sold out, if you can't find one, I highly recommend either the Easton Tantrum mother load or the loaded 12-inch barrel. Both of those, for me, performed pretty darn similar to the one piece. Slight performance drop off for me because of the stiffer handle on the one piece. I think really helps the ball fly, but you still can't go wrong there as well. As far as the Vice goes, we still have 25 ounce in stock at Headbanger Sports. However, if you want something other than that, you can reach out to us. We can try to help you find one. But for the most part, you're going to be stuck kind of with 25 ounce there. And then for Proton, protonsoftball.com, code ADS as well for that. And you can go ahead and get yourself whichever of the models you might want. I know they're dropping a few new models currently as we speak, as well as here in the near future. With that being said, we hope you enjoyed the video. If you need help picking up any of this gear, again, head down in the description. We've got tons of links for you. You can go ahead, whichever bag you decide to pick up, head down to our links, use the Bruce Bolt link as well with the code ADS35 and get you a pair of matching batting gloves. I can't speak highly enough of the Bruce Bolt batting gloves. I've got, I don't know, probably 15, 16 pairs at this point. I cycle through them just as needed. Have a couple that I keep for pretty much tournament play to match our uniforms. But by far, it keeps my hands comfortable. Don't have to use any of the spray that some people are using on their bats. You don't need that at all. It absolutely gives you great grip. They're very durable if you take care of them. And then again, for me, I like slightly that thicker feel as well. If you want even thicker on the batting gloves, you can go with the golds, which will be thicker than kind of the standard model ones. However, regardless, all that kind of stuff's in the links below. If you have any issues with that, come over to averagedudesslowpitch.com. Go to the contact us page, get with us, and we'll square you away with whatever you might need. Talk shop with you. If you just need advice and you don't need to purchase anything right now, that's fine with us too. We're always happy to talk about the different products out there and kind of just our recommendations, everything like that. With that being said, thanks for watching our video. Have a great day.